One of the most popular offensive playbooks in the game this year happens to be the Broncos playbook, and we're going to take a look at a play that's called the gun split Bronco Bronco Y angle. Now this particular play is not only effective against man coverage, but it's also effective against zone coverage. In this video breakdown, we're going to take a look at it and show you how we'd like to run it against zone. Now the particular route that we're going to look to throw to here happens to be ran by the tight end who's lined up to the right of the quarterback, and there's the tight end. So basically he replaces the fullback. I'm sure you can go ahead and use your packages. You want to put a halfback in there or even a fullback, that's up to you. But by default it winds up having a tight end lined up in the backfield up next to the quarterback to the right hand side. And what he's running is the route that I like, as far as I'm concerned, is probably the best running back route is the halfback angle route, or called the angle route. And you'll notice that what he does is he goes right from here and then this into this area here, and then he angles towards the middle of the field, which often allows him to get open, especially against zone coverage and even man coverage. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the way I like to run this play. Now, for those who are looking for some type of red zone offensive play, this might be one you might want to take a look at because it is pretty effective, pretty much not only just anywhere on the field, but definitely inside the red zone as well. And for those who are familiar with the Texas passing concept, then that's what you're going to see here because it's very similar to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hot route the slot receiver on a slant to the inside rather than him running a shallow crossing route. He's now running the slant. And the idea of this is what you're going to see is he's going to run his slant into this area here. Now any of the defenders that would be playing hook zones are going to either go into this area with him or drop back to cover him. So say that that guy was playing hook zone and maybe this guy right here is playing a hook zone. They're going to drop back. And what that's going to allow us to do is while they're dropping back is to go ahead and hit this angle route as the tight end comes over the middle, and we're going to be able to hit him into this area here and complete it for a nice pass completion. Usually you can pick up anywhere between 5 to maybe 10 yards with it, and that's what you're going to wind up seeing as we break this play down. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and run it. The only other option that we are going to go ahead and make is just go ahead and take control of this receiver here, which happens to be the flanker. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and motion him to the inside and snap it when the ball gets about in this area here. And the only reason we're doing that is because we just want to see if it's man or zone coverage, just in case we don't know for sure. If you're having a question if it's man or zone, this is something you might want to do to make sure that you're able to tell if it's man or zone coverage. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and motion him to the inside. We see that it's zone coverage there, and then we're just going to go ahead and throw that ball once that receiver comes over the middle. Now the ball winds up being swatted down, but then you can see that he was wide open as he was coming over the middle. That was the tight end coming over the middle. So let's go and do the same option again as far as the setup goes, and that's to go ahead and hot route the slot receiver on a slant to the inside. Take control of this receiver right here, motion him to the inside, make sure it's zone coverage, and then go ahead and snap the ball. And there you can kind of see how open he gets, that he was able to make the catch. If he's able to make the catch, you're going to wind up picking up 7 to 8 yards. One more time, same thing. So again, we're going to go ahead and hot route the slot receiver, motion this receiver to the inside, and then snap it, and then wait for our tight end to come over the middle and to make that throw. That time we make the completion without picking up 12 yards. So again, you can see that this play is real effective as long as the ball doesn't get knocked down, such as what the defensive lineman did, or where the ball gets knocked out, which what you saw the tight end drop it the first or second time we made the throw. He wound up dropping it. The third time he actually caught it, and we're able to pick up some positive yardage. So let's go ahead and look at it again from the top-down view. And again, what we did was we hot routed this receiver right here, which is a slot receiver, on a slant to the inside. And then the idea of his route is to make sure these hook zone defenders drop back into this area here. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow this tight end who's running that angle route to come into this area here and get open underneath, where we can go ahead and make that throw into this area here and complete it and pick up some positive yardage. And again, the other final thing that we did was we sent to this guy in motion, which happens to be the flanker. We only did that because we want to see if it's zone coverage or not, and that's the reason we're doing that. If it's man coverage, the receiver should still be open, where we can go ahead and make that throw to the tight end. Depends on his speed though too, and the linebacker that's covering him. He may not be as open. So for some of you guys, you might want to go ahead and put your number 2 halfback there, or maybe put somebody else there that would be fast into that position to make sure that they're able to get open, especially if it's against man coverage. Let's go ahead and do this from this view here, because I want to show you something as we go through this. All right, let's go ahead and run the play right about in this area here. Now, there's something we could do right now. If we wanted to, and a lot of guys are doing this right now, what they're doing is they're throwing the ball at this point. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. What they're doing is, before that halfback ever even breaks over the middle of the field, if they see him open, they're just going to go ahead and throw the ball from right here to there. So what they're going to do is go ahead and locate him. As soon as they see him open, just throw the ball, and bam, you wind up picking up a couple yards right there for sure, because there's nobody even close to that right now at this point. You can see there's nobody even in that area. Matter of fact, that hook zone defender that's right here, even though the slot receiver is not run in his area yet, so this is that hook zone defender I'm talking about. This slot receiver that we had hot routed on that slant route isn't even in that area yet there. But notice how far he's already dropped back. Well, because he's dropped that far back, we can go ahead and make this throw earlier and still complete this pass for positive yardage. So we don't even have to wait till he does his angle route if we don't want to. We can wait, and we can actually throw it earlier, and that's something that you can do if you wanted to as well. Let's go ahead and show you what I mean by that. So let's go ahead and hot route that slot receiver again. Same thing with the motion. And then we just could do this. We just throw the ball right there and then pick up some positive yardage. A lot quicker than what I threw earlier. So that's what a lot of guys are doing. They're throwing these quick passes out of the backfield, especially in these angle routes, which are, as I said before, really effective as far as beating zone coverage. The only thing you got to watch for, let me give you an example. Say that your opponent was to do something like this. Maybe he was to take control of this guy right here and maybe put him in a QB, not QB contain, but QB spy. Say he puts him in QB spy. And then what's going to wind up happening is you're going to have to manipulate him. And what I mean that is you're going to have to slide this guy. I'm just going to go ahead and throw the ball right now. See, now he's not that far over, but say that he was a little bit further over, then he might really go ahead and be in position there. So if say there's this guy, let's go ahead and do this one more time. Let's go ahead and put that guy there and then put this guy here. Say this is a defense they run. I got two guys in QB spy. So let's go ahead and run it this time. I want to show you kind of what I'm talking about here. Now watch, that safety should be in position to defend us. Or real close. See how he gets in the position to defend that? Some guys might start doing that, and if they do that, then you're going to have to do this. Let's go ahead and put this guy back in QB spy again. Same way with this guy. So we got two guys in QB spy because we're trying to take away this angle route that's being ran by the tight end. So what you're going to have to do as a quarterback, you're going to have to slide him over and get him in that area there, and then try to get the ball over the top of that guy. So that's what one thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to slide your quarterback over to try to move these safeties or these QB spy players over. So let's go and look at it again. Again, these two defenders are in QB spy, so let's take a look at them. These are the two guys I'm talking about, this guy right here and this guy here. So what we're going to have to do with our quarterback is to go ahead and make sure they try to get him out of the way, is try to move our quarterback over a little bit. Unfortunately, because of the auto drop back, we can't even move him for just a split second. So right there is the ball. So right now, last year, I would have went ahead and started sliding my guy over, especially I saw QB spy. Now I got to wait. Now I can slide over, and see when I'm sliding over, you'll notice that these guys are starting to slide over at this point. But I would like to go and throw the ball right there, but they're in pretty good position to go ahead and defend us. If I was to go ahead and try to throw this ball normally, there's a good chance that these guys would be in position to go ahead and defend us. So this guy would be right here. So I'm trying to slide him over, so I got to wait before I make this throw. But what I got to do is get over the top now. And there we go right there. So you got to watch those QB spies because they can definitely disrupt this particular play. So this is actually a 2-for-1 type deal, how to actually run this play and the way of countering it. So that's something that you can do as far as countering it. But so if you're on offense, you got to watch those QB spies. That's why I wanted to point out here in this video breakdown. Watch out for the QB spies, especially if they put 2 or even 3 of them in there. Then those guys aren't going to be as open. You're going to have to look for the receivers more in the medium area of the field, or not the short area of the field, but the medium area of the field as far as trying to make the throw, is what we did here, because we couldn't throw the ball about right here. If we try to throw a ball right there, there's a good chance, like let's say I threw it right there at this point. If I was to throw that ball right now, and what happens, say I threw it right there, right? What's going to wind up happening is this defender is going to wind up coming over, I guarantee it, and more likely he's either going to pick it off or at least knock it down, which you saw earlier. So be really, really careful when you do that, because there's a good chance that they got QB spy, that's what's going to happen. The better option, if I was going to watch this, the better option would go ahead and throw that ball, go ahead and locate this guy here, and throw it over the top of those two defenders and throw it over there, since he's more down the medium area of the field. That's what I was talking about the medium. If you see QB spy, you need to go to the medium area of the field, whereas if you don't see medium, whereas you see him in hook zones, then you want to go to the short area of the field. So again, this play is called the gun split Bronco Y angle. I hope this play helps you out and gives you an idea how to run it. And as far as trying to counter, I hope this also gives you an idea how to counter it as well.